Welcome back to WCCF Tech TV, everyone. This is Keith once again, and today we're going to take a look at the very inexpensive and screen-filling, let's see, you got it in there? Yeah, Tronsmart TK09 mechanical keyboard. Alright guys, so this is it. This is the Tronsmart TK09 mechanical keyboard. So supporting 16.8 million RGB lighting. Now it does have software. It is the Tronsmart Radiance software. It's pretty robust in the sense that there is a ton of pre-configured lighting arrangements in the software, and a section for being able to set it up how you want to on your own, but that is evidently something coming later. It's not available yet. Now what you have here is a fairly large, but not overly large, it's not super wide keyboard here, so you don't have macro keys down either side, and you don't have a lot of extra fluff, but you do have a very wide wrist rest, which is actually quite comfortable. So again, very smooth keycaps across the top. They are a bit reflective on the side, which, you know, depending on how you feel about reflective surfaces, at least it's on the side and not the top. So from where you're sitting and using it, it's pretty robust and bright. The color is fairly uniform. I kind of like the lighting in between the keys. It's a little raised portion that diffuses the light from each key so that it looks really good. And I got this out just so I can try and pop off one of these keycaps to see kind of how hard it is. So I would recommend using a keycap puller, so I don't have one handy. I've got one somewhere, just not anywhere close. So these switches are blue, but they're Altimu or Altemu or Altimu, however you say it, but they are blue clicky switches. So they're, if you like the blue click sound, you're going to get that here. Now I will say, for the most part, let's see if we can do this. They're not cherries, but they are fairly consistent. So not a whole lot of sound variation for them. The one thing that I don't like is if you strike the spacebar key the way I do when I'm typing, I'm fairly harsh on it. It's got a little metallic sound to it. Sounds a little bit hollow, so that's something to keep in mind here. But overall, the typing experience is perfectly comfortable. Haven't had any issues with it in use in gaming scenarios or typing where any of the keys misstroke, whatever. So no problem there. And it is an anti-ghosting design, so I never had anything like that come up. So one of the other key things on the design is around the sides here. There is actually lighting down the side that will illuminate your desk. It's not really showing up in this because we've got overhead lighting and side lighting, so it's kind of bright right here, but that does give you an idea how bright the keys are. Now you can dim them down, so we can dim them all the way down and bring them back up. Now one of the things I like about this is that while it does have software, you don't have to rely on the software to do things. So especially right now when they don't have the full customized or per key customization being able to set up on the software, so you're going to go with the keyboard itself. You've got your function key and you got your Windows lock so that you can lock the Windows key for gaming, which is very useful. And the other thing is to change the, well, before we get into changing the lighting, we've got media keys here, and then you got your brightness keys here, but function, and then F5, F6. Now this turns the lights off, turns it back on. This can pause it and then resume it. But F5 and F6 cycle through 5 different presets. So you got this one, a solid, this one. I kind of like this one. It's pretty mesmerizing. Then you're back there. So F6 can take you to an off, or rather a where it follows what you type. Do it again, and you've got where the whole row will light up like that. Go to F one more time and it ripples. That's your thing. Let's see. This one does like a it does like a waveform, so that's kind of cool. Actually, This particular one is really cool because it goes off of audio. It's actually reacting right now to my voice from the microphone. So that's really cool. So not the microphone from the camera, but the microphone hooked up to my computer. So if I lean over here a little bit closer, that's pretty cool. And then this one, I don't really know why it does that, but switch it back to there. So one more thing I want to mention is the cable. The cable is rubber, but it does have channels, so you can have it come out this side, the center, or the left of the keyboard, which is super useful. So overall, pretty good keyboard. Not a whole lot to complain about. It is in a very tough pricing bracket, so if you're in that $60 to $70 price range, you're going to see a lot of competition right in there, especially for some that are very, very cheap feeling. This one feels very solid for the price. Like I have no problem recommending this keyboard. So the only thing is the software side is not that great. I would stick to the keyboard itself and just be happy with that. One thing that I forgot to mention was it does have game select, like preset for games, so different types of games that you would play. Maybe something you're into, definitely worth taking a look at. So let's jump over to me with the conclusion. So at the end of the day, it's a fairly feature-rich keyboard for 70 bucks. Now it does face a lot of stiff competition at this $60 to $80 price bracket for mechanical keyboards, especially on like Amazon or eBay or Newegg. There's a ton of them in there. But if you're looking for one that you don't have to rely on software, it doesn't have a lot of what you may perceive as useless macro keys, and you want something that you can program without, again, software, and has some unique flair to it, it's actually a really good keyboard, and I would definitely urge you to take a good look at it. Well, this has been Keith with WCCF Tech TV. Hope you enjoyed the review. Make sure that you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so that we don't miss you guys in the next one.